What you are seeing right now, this isn't part of the broadcast. I repeat, this is not authorized.
For years, the darkness surrounding the family remained hidden behind closed doors. Then television arrived. What began as a missing person investigation soon transformed into one of the most disturbing live broadcasts the country had ever witnessed. Millions watched in disbelief as contradictory statements, emotional breakdowns, accusations, and terrifying revelations unfolded on national television. Viewers could barely comprehend what they were seeing. Family members changed their stories repeatedly. Witnesses contradicted each other live on air, and every new revelation deepened the sense that something profoundly disturbing had existed inside the household for years. The television studio itself seemed to transform over time. At first, the atmosphere felt procedural. Another difficult case, another emotional investigation, another desperate attempt to uncover the truth. But within days, the mood shifted. Even veteran producers who had spent years covering violent crimes admitted that something about this case felt different. The fear inside the interviews didn't look performative. It looked ancient, raw, conditioned. As clips from previous broadcasts circulated online, viewers began analyzing every movement and every hesitation shown by the family members on screen. Some noticed trembling hands. Others pointed out terrified expressions whenever certain names were mentioned. Palu, one psychologist invited onto the program, suggested that prolonged emotional control can fundamentally alter a victim's behavior. People stop responding naturally, she explained. Fear becomes their default emotional state. The audience fell silent, and somewhere across the country, millions of viewers experienced the same unsettling realization. Whatever happened inside that house had not been temporary. It had lasted for years. Social media exploded with theories. Former neighbors began coming forward anonymously. Phone lines flooded with tips. Old acquaintances contacted reporters claiming they had witnessed disturbing behavior decades earlier, but had been too afraid to intervene. One elderly woman described hearing arguments echoing through the village late at night. Another claimed she once saw a child crying near the roadside before suddenly being pulled back inside the property. As the broadcast continued, the emotional pressure inside the studio intensified. Certain interviews became almost impossible to watch. Family members contradicted each other repeatedly. Memories collapsed under questioning. Long silences filled the room after particularly disturbing allegations surfaced. Even the hosts struggled at times to maintain composure. The tension spread beyond television. Cafes, workplaces, schools. Everywhere people gathered, the same conversations emerged. How had this remained hidden? Why did nobody stop it? And perhaps most terrifying of all, could something like this still be happening somewhere else? One night, after another emotionally devastating broadcast ended, a sound technician from the studio remained alone inside the control room, reviewing footage. Hours later, he admitted that he finally turned the monitors off because the silence between interviews disturbed him more than the interviews themselves. It felt wrong, he later confessed. Like the fear was leaking through the screen. As public pressure mounted, authorities intensified their investigation. Search teams revisited old locations. Witnesses were re-interviewed. Timelines were reconstructed piece by piece. But every answer seemed to generate even darker questions. And somewhere beneath the chaos of media attention, one terrible possibility continued haunting investigators. The truth might be far worse than anyone imagined.